The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on this show are not to be presented as facts or an indicting nature to any party viewing or mention. We hope you're entertained. Thanks for watching.
What was that?
I don't think that's a song, G.
Oh yeah, I don't know how
That
that
is the
fag
song
go.
we was just playing.
That is not the song.
That song is a snooze fest. That's what it is.
You a snooze fest.
That don't even make sense. Hey y'all.
Ain't even nobody on here yet.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. How you feeling today, Bree?
I'm here.
Hey, that's what's up. Chris, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm up. I'm
Noop.
excited.
Noop, how you feeling? Yeah,
Bro,
bring
I'm
Noop
straight.
in.
My socks
I'm
are
straight.
big.
I'm
Yeah.
straight, G. I'm
That's
just
what's
waiting
up.
on
We
my
gonna bring
gas,
Noop
bro.
in.
What's up? I'm just waiting on my gas. I started to put a gas can in the shot, but I'm
Take Noop
Oh,
out the
you
sitting.
screen.
do owe him.
Take him out the screen. Take him out the screen. Take him out the
You
screen.
do owe him.
Alright. Appreciate y'all having me. Love
Take
y'all. You know
the
what I'm saying?
meds.
Take him out the screen. No. I definitely got you on the gas. I don't know if we're gonna record a video, but I got you on the gas.
I'll record the video.
It's
You always wanna
documented
look
already.
in
You
the
gotta
bag. That's
do it.
crazy.
I mean, if you want to double up, I have you watch my windows and all of that. Oh, I don't want to have you out here clucking. You feel me?
Oh no, we ain't on that.
Clucking is crazy.
Fucking is crazy, like I'm from out west or something.
Chill out.
Oh,
You lost it. You lost it. I'm
290
good though,
crazy. They be
man.
out there wilding.
We just innovative. That's all.
Nah, y'all just clucking babies.
Innovators.
We not clucks. We just innovators.
How was y'all week,
Y'all be-
man? Everything
You
smooth?
know, the
Everything
light bulb
good?
was invented on the west side.
My week was good, man. Week's been going good. Weekend was good. Kicked it with family. You know what I'm saying? Went to the Cubs game last night. It was a crazy game. Crosstown Classic. It was my first one. Shout out to the Cubs for winning.
What's Crosstown Classic?
So that's when the Cubs and the White Sox play each other because they crosstown.
I could have used mine.
And they've been doing it for a while, so that makes it a classic.
Yeah,
Crosstown classic.
I should have just thought about that for like 2 seconds and I would have figured that out.
probably
Shout out to
frappe.
shout out to All the Smoke. I was at the All the Smoke live show. They first
How was
stop
that?
on their tour was in Chicago. It was next level, bro. It was cool. They showed a lot of love, brought merch. Twan was in the building. He came as a fan. They ended up just having him on stage. They brought the Knuckleheads out. Shout out to D Miles and Q Rich. It was a vibe though. It was a lot of R&B being played before the show started. A lot of real good feelings in the building. So shout out to Matt
What,
Barnes and
what
Steven
venue
Jackson.
they had?
The
The
Anthenaeum. Don't get me.
Antoneum. It was at
Yeah.
Antoneum.
Yeah.
Antoneum Theater.
For
What that's
thought of
at?
something up there on Southport. Up there
Yeah.
close to where you was at. You said you went to the Cubs game. It wasn't too far from over that way.
Oh, I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It was
They
cool
came
though.
by the station yesterday. It was cool. I
Yeah,
met
they was
them.
on Fox 32. It was
Probably
straight
dope.
though. It was straight though. And Chicago showed a lot of love. They
Ghetto.
we got to ask some questions to the panel. I got to chop it up with the fellas for a second and get some information. They got some great things good that they're gonna be willing to help with in terms of basketball in the community, painting towns orange up and down so we can get people off the streets and out of this trouble and getting them in the back to hooping. You feel me? So it was dope. It was good to see them out.
Paint orange. That's the color orange is like significance with like gun value awareness and safety, right? That's you say
Yeah,
orange.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to give a special shout out to the family and friends of Hadia Pendleton. I know they had a celebration of her life and things for her, especially around gun violence, safety awareness. Um, so I know we just posted that on the page, so I definitely want to give a quick shout out to her and her family for that before we get the show started. But you say so that was kind of like your bag though, right? Like the all the sports, that's like your bag. Like you got the Hitman podcast, sports is like your life, so that was like your bag. You was like at home and doing your thing. So I'm glad you got the network. That
Straight
was
up,
dope.
bro. We actually gave away some tickets on behalf of the pod for people to come in there. I don't know how many more cities they have on their tour, but they said Chicago really showed out when they set out to go on tour. They said that we would allow this in terms of having them come out to support. So shout out to my city, man. It's crazy when you go somewhere, when you go out of town, people eyes light up when you tell them you from Chicago, always. So I appreciate the city for showing up and making them feel at home. Dope, for real.
I love that for us.
I love that for us too. See how we love and stuff.
Please.
Friends together.
Please.
Bree said she didn't want to be my friend no more off camera, yeah.
I never said that.
Dog, say we ride together. We die
I
together. You feel
never
me?
said that.
Bad
Bad
boy.
boys for
I can
life.
tell them about some stuff you said to me.
You ain't got your brace on no more.
I'm a free man.
Hey,
brace,
that's
Bree.
right, son, that shit, yeah. Hey, your brace was like a character in itself on the show.
When I went to Shy City Fest, everybody just kept grabbing my hand. Like, you okay? Hey, you
Right,
okay?
no high
I'm
fives
real
at
worried
all.
about
Hell
you.
no.
I appreciate everybody that asked me about my hand, man.
Damn. Shit, after what happened to me this weekend, I probably need one.
What happened to you?
I fell out the
Oh, you did fall off that chair. I wasn't there.
yeah.
I just heard it. I thought one of like the camera lights.
You
or
heard it. It was
something
that
fell.
loud. You felt that hard, bro?
Yes, I was in the hallway.
My body been hurt for like 2 days.
I thought it was some equipment. It
My
was
body
cold.
ain't been working for hard. Like,
Talking about my wrist.
hey, somebody take my phone and spell Isaiah Rashad and save it.
You'll be all right, bro. You can afford it. That
Let me get a
expensive ass
PA
coffee order you
name
put
like
in a
that.
second ago.
What you say?
I said he'll be all right. He can afford the doctors that expensive ass coffee order he put in a second ago. Royale, caramel, latte. That sounds like expensive.
Okay.
That sounds like something that a multimillionaire would be ordering, bro, in the morning. So you'll be all right, Playboy. It's cool.
Nah, that's just what Sip and Savior got. Shout out Sip and Savior. They probably one of the only brands I'm gonna let them get some free advertisement.
You always advertising somebody for free. You want to go down the list? Okay, shout out to Tips 312. Shout out to Mayor Johnson. Shout out to who else you shouted out? No, you always shouting out No More Heroes. You be just pubbing everybody for free. We gonna be broke forever. We gonna never get no advertisements.
Shout out No More Heroes.
Shout out to No More Heroes.
Shout out to No More Heroes.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to No More Heroes for giving me the first hoodie. You know what I'm saying? It's a classic.
Now you Soldier
yeah.
Boy. Give me the
Where
first hoodie.
your hoodie at?
I don't need a hoodie.
You need some
Where your
juice for your
brace
hair.
at?
That's what you need.
I don't need no juice. I
do.
moisturized my hair before I came in here.
This side look a little dry, end like a dread right
Do you
there.
want to talk about? Do you want to talk about the lack
Hey,
therew?
say she look like me. She looking like me
Yeah,
over
she
here. You
look like
feel
she
me?
got dread right here. It's fine.
Because I didn't get to pat down.
Right. See, you want to start. I told myself.
It be the audacity.
You can't even spell audacity.
AUDACITY.
Ooh, look at you.
You want to know if it was right or wrong.
All right, so let's get into the first topic of the day.
I met Angel Reese last weekend.
Ooh,
She was nice.
that ain't even on the topic. We go.
But I know we was talking about sports, and y'all know I got a little tad bit, and that's all I got. I met Angel Reese last weekend. She was nice, real cool. She was at Shy City Fest kicking it. Yeah, it was a vibe.
Oh, so how
Did you get you got the contact?
No, I didn't. I did not ask that girl for her number.
See, look at you. You always doing stuff for free. We ain't gonna never have no money.
You just want that other girl.
She's supposed to come up there. You got to get the contact so she
You
come up
gotta
there.
but you know, in Chicago, you gotta see somebody 2 or 3 times before you be like, "Hey, girl, take my number."
All right,
Nah,
to be continued then.
I want Kai. Kai, if you watching this, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, she was
You
there
burnt.
too.
You burnt. You burnt. You burnt.
Chris,
You gotta give me a full.
Chris,
Nah,
Chris,
you burnt. You
Chris,
burnt.
Chris.
You burnt.
This
burnt.
is why you a hater. This is what I'm
No,
saying.
You
you
gotta
are
give me
burnt.
my
You
full
call-
tank of gas first. I'm hating. I'm blocking all that.
Yo,
Checks,
hey,
3 feet,
hey,
no
hey,
pressure. Nah, it's over with.
Can we take him off the
Stop taking him off because you did call her broke last
You
week.
burnt. You burnt.
How would y'all bring that up in right here?
Because you called her broke last week.
You burnt. You burnt. We in the finals though. We in the
That's not
finals
what I
though.
said.
You
Like,
called her
why?
broke. You said we make the same amount of money, which means
You burnt. It's over with.
y'all broke.
It's over with.
Wow. That's crazy.
Same
that's
tax bracket.
That is crazy on so many levels. I just want y'all to know that.
It's okay. Your elevation coming soon, friend. I feel it.
Oh, now we friends now.
There we
I'm
go.
broke on this broadcast.
Because I think somebody was going to go get the sip and saver, and I just don't want you to ask me for no money for it.
I ain't got this piece of apple juice talking about y'all coffee.
Do you see this apple juice in this glass bottle?
Yeah, that's the Cosby juice. Cosby apple juice. That's the only way. That's the only way I know where it's from. It's the best juice on the planet. Anyway,
That's the apple juice that come in. It's like this big, right? The bottle like
yeah,
this big.
y'all can blur this out. This ain't no ad. It's just I ain't got no
But you
water
took
right
the
here, so
thing out.
Why is it the Cosby apple juice?
Yo.
that's what
Yeah,
I just
Chuck
told you
be
to move on, bro. We in the finals,
Chuck
NBA
be
finals.
buying they sell them in like cases at like Jewels.
All
Chuck be
right,
buying
Yeah.
them.
NBA Finals. Shout out to Chuck. But shout out to the NBA Finals. We in the NBA Finals. I am super tired, and
Tired of like basketball or just tired in general?
I'm just tired in general.
Mm.
Because we was having before we get to the NBA Finals, we was having a conversation. We was having conversations off mic about like the injuries and the fouls. You brought up the injuries and the fouls and the Caitlin Clark, right?
Right.
And my thing on the backstory for people who are watching, Angel Reese been getting hard fouls. Caitlin Clark, they've been bullying her.
Right.
Angel Reese and then they bullied Caitlin Clark the last game on the first, which was busting.
I was in the building. I was in the building. Yes, sir.
So we was talking about this. So it's all been over the news, so we don't really got to cover what happened. But I want to shift the conversation to this. So we was talking about like the next steps for it, right? So I was my take on it. One thing I don't want to see. I don't want to see a situation where Caitlin Clark comes out and say like, "Yo, I've been getting bullied. This is messing with my mental health, and it's making me feel some type of way." And I don't want to see a campaign surrounding that, right?
Right.
And my take is that if the WNBA does that, and that comes a thing, like they do a campaign around that and like her mental health and like being too physical and stuff like that, I am not supporting this league ever again.
Why not?
Because I feel like it's too much stuff that's taken away from what it being sports, right? And that's a part of sports. And just because she's your cash cow, and just because she's bringing all this attention to her, this is how you choose to. And not even that. Like, also think about the narrative around women, and when it comes to competitive sports and things like this, that's something that's brolic and physical. It's a lot of people that is against women playing sports or being in physical activities. That's why. So when it comes to like boxing, MMA, it's a lot of people out there. Me, I'm on the narrative side where I support the women. That's what they want to do. I support it. I watch it, no matter the gender. But with that being said, we know what comes with. If you're a sports, you know what comes with sports. If we're gonna make it gender neutral, we're not gonna be biased, or we're not gonna show favoritism to men or women. You know what comes with it, and what comes with it is physicality. And if you're gonna start crying about the physicality, that plays into that narrative of those that says that women shouldn't play sports. When it goes to that
Right.
narrative when they say, "Oh, you scratch your knee, oh baby, I gotta get you because you're a girl, but if you're a guy, you gotta stand up." In sports, it's like, yo, if you scratch your knee, you still got to get up. We seen Love in basketball. Monica fucked her whole face up. She had to get up and go hoop. You know what I'm saying?
Can you? I'm sorry, y'all. This is starting out very ghetto.
Damn.
My bad. Thank you. Sorry, I thought I fixed that before. Dang, I almost lost my train of thought. Okay, but Caitlyn hasn't started crying yet, right?
That ain't the point. You know she hasn't, but
I'm
that's
asking
not.
a question. Has
Nah,
she
nah,
started crying yet? She
nah.
has not started crying yet. Okay, I'm just asking a question
Her
so I
press
can get
conference, that little press conference, I don't know if y'all seen it, but her response to it was like she was kind of like down and out on one of them press conferences about like the physicality. Like she wasn't like, because Angel Reese responded was like, yo, like I'm a rookie in this league. This is the type of stuff I'm gonna have to get. They're gonna give me these type of fouls, and I just got to get up and keep going. Angel Reese responded to that. Like that
just because but if Caitlyn Clark did cry, just because she's showing a little bit more emotion in her reaction, I don't think that makes her less of a good sportsman.
Okay, so one.
Now, if go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so one. Caitlin Clark is built different. We're not gonna see that. If you are just becoming like aware of Caitlin Clark's game, like yeah, some of it might be jealousy, some of it might be she's the tip of the spear when it comes to the women's movement, but there's people that have been behind her for years and years and years. But make no mistake about it, the league is gonna go as Caitlin Clark goes. But not only that, but she's a tough basketball player. Not a tough female basketball player. None of the caveats. She's a tough player. Her father, her coaches, her team around her, they've developed her and helped her build that toughness in her that makes her that competitor. That's why she went to back-to-back national championships. Once against Angel Reese and LSU, once against South Carolina. I wouldn't be too much worried about it. I think a lot of what's being discussed in the media is kind of like a forced situation, and we all kind of just need to step back and just appreciate the competition. But I did want to bring something up while we got it. It's real quick, Cody. Just speaking to what you were talking about. Did y'all see Bob Costas and Kerry Champion on CNN on Abby Phillips' show at all?
I caught a bit of it. I didn't get a chance to watch the full clip, but can you lead away on it? Yes.
So I got a 30-second clip that Bob Costas had a theory on why this is being covered a certain way. I'm gonna play it real quick.
There was an incident recently. Alyssa Thomas, who happens to be African American, grabbed Angel Reese by the throat and threw her to the floor. Flagrant 2, ejected from the game. The reason why that doesn't spark as much conversation isn't just that Caitlin Clark is a bigger star than Alyssa Thomas. It's because it's a black-on-black incident,
Wow.
and you don't have
And
that dynamic that people can comment on, yes, but also exaggerate and make the entire story sometimes.
Y'all heard that, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of comparisons are being made to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark coming into the WNBA as the equivalent of when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson came in the 70s. So where it's becoming a more polarized conversation where we're looking at a situation where a black athlete and a white athlete are being treated differently in the respective sport. Both great, both have accolades, both decorated players coming into the league, but just swaying opinions one way or the other, where if you kind of support Angel Reese, you almost by, I guess, secondary reaction have to not be a fan of Caitlin Clark. It's almost like pitting a rivalry, a manufactured rivalry, if you will. They're both great players. I think the conversation behind the fouls and the this and the that, I think a lot of it is just we just a little too close to it instead of just stepping back and letting them hoop. Both of them are competitors. Both of them are not having the greatest starts to their careers, right? And then this is the first time that they're really getting into losing like this. They haven't lost like this in a long time. So we got to understand, if you're a true competitor at the core of it, it's going to bother you. Your body language is going to be different in press conferences. You're not going to want to talk to people. You're not going to want to be available. Angel Reese got ejected last night out of the game. And I guess we're going to talk about that a little bit. Charles Watson, who was the referee for the game last night, they played the Liberty. Angel Reese got ejected for what might have seemed like a ticky-tack, like something that wasn't even worth acknowledging, right? But it's starting to feel like because her name is Angel Reese, she's going to get
They gotta make a statement.
They can make a statement.
Yeah.
Versus if it was somebody else, they're going to let that rock, they're going to let that flow. And Charles Watson is not.
Do you think that because Angel Reese is so vocal about not being as emotional of a player as other people and standing her ground on things that happen and saying, well, this is just sports, this is basketball, I'm here to play, I'm here to learn. Do you think that comes, because I know refs play the game just like everybody else play the game. So do you think that comes off to other people in the organization as far as like, oh, well, if she want to be the mean girl, we're going to treat her like the mean girl?
I think they're pushing that on her when she's at the core of things. She's really just trying to play basketball. Same thing with Caitlin Clark.
I think the message is being received the wrong way. I think a lot of people is taking her saying what she says as, I'm that girl and I'm going to do, and y'all can't tell me nothing, opposed to looking at it as she really just want to be better than what she is.
That is because it's a predisposed notion, Bree. You are absolutely correct. But because when she did this, when that made her a marked man, or that gave people something to talk about, now they're trying to dump that on her and make it stick. Like, she can't change the narrative on who she is, just a fiery competitor, somebody that's down for her team and willing to do whatever. Nah, you the one that's the flashy one. You the hot boy or the hot girl. You the one that's always has something to say, always has an attitude. And that's not her by any stretch of the imagination.
I feel like it's not even an attitude. It's just...
You said you met her last week, right? You said you just linked up with her last week for the first time. None of those vibes you got from her.
Not at all. Even me watching like her press conferences and her doing media and stuff, like, I never get like mean girl.
Right. And not for nothing, people are trying to, I guess, paint this. I was gonna say people are trying to paint Caitlin Clark as like this super passive, prissy white girl from the suburbs that all she want to do is play basketball. Caitlin Clark be throwing elbows too. Caitlin Clark be putting people in the ground too. Caitlin Clark does a lot of dirty stuff when it's called for. It's just in the name of competition. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you do, it's what you get caught doing. You know what I'm saying? If you and me rob a bank and I get caught on the fence and you don't, guess what? Do that make me and you guilty or me guilty? I'm the one that got caught. So it's not what you do, it's what you get away with. And I think a lot of the times, because Angel is so much more in the foreground because of her attitude, and Caitlyn is so much more in the foreground because of her skill set. If the narratives were switched, we'd be having a completely different conversation. But again, like Pat McAfee wasn't 100% wrong. His word choice was wrong. And I hollered at him. I was with him at the game, chopped it up with him for a little while. Him and his whole team was there. He's a big Indiana sports supporter, a big women's basketball supporter. So when he got like
the white
strung
bitch,
up, crucified for what he said.
Yo,
That was I mean, he called her. I'm giving context. He said she was a white bitch, right?
yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, but I think the way he said it was taken out of context, because that's just how people talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I go, oh, bro got a show, sis got a show, it's not like y'all, like, it's not meant to necessarily be directed towards her. You can't say that over FCC networks. I mean, airways, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of cursing during daytime television. Bree, you know about this. It ain't a whole lot of clowning you can do on a radio. But in regards to him trying to tell the story or give the context, because he was so in his zone of talking about it, he wasn't able to see the bigger picture, and it came out the way it shouldn't have. I don't want to blame him for what he said. I think he was giving an honest take, but it's just the setting, the network, the rules. It's certain things that you can't say in those situations.
I don't know exactly what y'all talking about, but
So
anybody
my
calling somebody a
bitch,
white
bitch is crazy.
on TV is insane.
Anytime a man call a
Find that man.
Fair enough.
As men, like, bro, there's no way that we can get away with calling a woman a bitch in public and feel like it's gonna be cool.
Right, and
There's no way you can go about that.
for sure.
That's regardless.
This is huge.
Now, before I go to my next spiel, I want you to kind of like elaborate the context of what he was talking about for the people that want to know.
So the conversation, a lot of it has been stemming behind First Take and all of these national correspondents kind of giving their opinion on Kennedy Carter and her foul on Caitlin Clark. And they stemmed it, or they tried to bring it back towards the notion that people are jealous of Caitlin Clark, which is why they're trying to hurt her, or why they're trying to like smear her reputation. So when Pat McAfee's talking about the theories behind it, he's speaking from the perspective of somebody who might be jealous of Caitlin Clark. Somebody who might be jealous of Caitlin Clark would say, I don't like this, you know what?
White B word, yeah.
Right. I don't like this B word. I don't like the fact that this B word getting all this attention and I'm not. That's the perspective that he was speaking, kind of like in a third person. Again, it wasn't the right. It was the point.
He didn't have to use the B word,
He
but
didn't have to.
I get
He
it
didn't
now. I
have
get
to.
it. I get it.
He's saying what they might have been thinking, but again, he said it at the inopportune time.
I get what you're saying.
Y'all know what I?
Go ahead.
Never mind. Nah, because I was about to say something real juvenile. I'm cool.
Oh,
All right. I mean, you know, that can take this show out of here. I'll be waiting.
Yeah.
You just want me to say no because y'all gonna be like, Bree, no. But
400 degrees,
like,
Cash Money juvenile. Let's hear it.
Come on.
it's very juvenile, like kitty juvenile. But when we was interviewing Matt Barnes and Stacks yesterday,
Steven Jackson,
and they was talking about Caitlin Clark and their perception of, you know, whether she's getting criticism, whether it's just a game, things like that. It just, y'all remember that movie Like Mike? It just reminded me of when Calvin Cambridge got into the league and everybody was picking on him. And he just wanted to play ball and keep his shoes on.
What?
Matt Barnes' issue was with the teammates though. How y'all gonna let y'all teammate, who's supposed to be the star of the league now, get hit, get fouled, get picked on, and then everybody just walking past like next play? If this was, and I hate to compare it to the men's league, but if it was the men's league like we talked about last week, Cody, like if you got a dog on your team, they're not having that, they're not playing that. There's gonna be some retaliation. It's gonna be, I'm gonna get my lick back one way or the other, whether I do it, whether my teammate does it. But that was what his point of contention was. Like, how y'all expect to be taken serious if y'all constantly getting pushed around? Like, y'all gonna be, if y'all soft, we gonna bully you the whole season.
I think What you said is true. I thought that everything you said is true. So I have no rebuttal with that. I think that I think personally, I don't feel like the WNBA. This is right now is proving that the fact that the WNBA and just not the WNBA, any growing league or any growing like entity, like you gotta prepare yourself for certain shit. And I don't think the WNBA was prepared for what Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was gonna bring to the game. This was something that they didn't have in their bag. This ain't nothing that they was prepped for. This was stardom in the social media era on a whole nother level, right? Like we got prepared for like LeBron now, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we got prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? Like we got Jordan, like media wasn't in everybody's faces like that on the everyday thing, so we didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't had a big star that type of caliber and enter no type of sports since then. This is the first time in major sports since I want to say since probably LeBron James that coming into the league the anticipation was high. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even think of a
1,000,000%.
quarterback. I can't think of a MLB player. Like the hype of them coming into. They tried to do it with Wembanyama, but it ain't really that. Like they tried to do it with Zion, it wasn't really that. It's like with them, like the world was waiting last year. Like, damn, they ain't coming to the league this year. Like we was made college basketball for women so busting this past year because like shit, they here.
Exactly.
This where we at.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to say I don't think the WNBA and they team and they like I don't think they was ready for dealing with this type of exposure. And I think this is what we getting the backlash they're getting and how they handling it. They ain't ready for that, and they commissioner. I don't know who the commissioner is, WNBA, but who's ever the commissioner of
Abby
this league,
Engelbert.
she needs to kind of like really take a step back and really kind of figure out what she got before you have refs kicking out your star players for tic-tac fouls, before you have all these back and forth and having these media handling these people. Like you got to really have a marketing plan and strategy how you gonna use these two. The NBA
And
Davis.
don't forget, in the next 2 years, they're gonna have two new teams. When the CBA hits for the NBA and they do expansion to Vegas and Seattle, bring the Seattle teams back, we could be looking at potentially 4 more teams in the WNBA within the next 4 or 5 years. So that's even more of a bigger situation to have to manage.
Yeah, and you got Juju coming in.
Juju, Paige, Beckers, yeah, all
Yeah,
of them.
you got some real like yeah, the league is finna get bigger. So I think she really needs to sit down like how you have a marketing team and like she really needs to sit down and really plan out like yo, this is how we gonna let me take control of this shit and this is how we finna use these two brands and how we finna grow this and how we finna move forward because if they just keep letting this shit be willy-nilly, you're gonna have different commentators saying this. You're gonna have this and that because there's no control over what's going on. So that's what I think this is going on in WNBA. I don't think they were just prepared for this shit. And when you want to start talking about like, and before we move on to the next topic, I want to put this out there too. When you start talking about the men and women shit, that's all I want to say. Like we gotta when we talking about sports, you gotta be even playing. Because I was watching Gilbert Arenas podcast yesterday, and Pat Bev said something that I'm like, damn. When Lonzo Ball dad was pushing the big baller brand and was saying how his son was gonna be better than Steph Curry and all that type of shit, when Lonzo got into the league, everybody tried to punish him. Everybody. They was extra physical with him. They was punishing him. They was trying to make a statement, pointing at LeVar Ball, yelling at him when they did it. They made a statement. And Pat Bev said, like, yo, when I did it to Lonzo Ball, I got championship. I got applauded for it. Everybody was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're doing the exact same thing to Caitlin Clark, to Angel Reese. And now it's like, nah, you're not supposed to do that. Nah, this goes what I'm saying, Lottie. Like, if we gonna do this, if this is gonna be professional sports, it's gotta be sports. Take all the gender shit out the way. I'm entertaining. You coming here talking that shit. I'm a pro in this shit. I'm gonna let you know how this shit go. When you come
Agreed.
here, Rook. That's what Diana Taurasi was trying to tell him. And everybody was calling her a hater. She like, nah, when y'all getting here, it ain't gonna be sweet.
It ain't
It
gonna be
ain't it ain't
sweet.
that.
Yeah, for sure. Word.
But I wanted to say that on that. But the next thing I want to go to before, because I know we got a guest and we want to move on. Jabari.
Yeah, next level.
Jabari
Y'all
Parker,
saw that?
man. Jabari, that one kind of hurt. That one kind of hurt the soul, man. You know,
Yeah.
I'm an advocate for Chicago basketball and just the history of it, and just seeing Jabari Parker break down like that was kind of crazy. So for backstory for y'all, Jabari Parker, Chicago's own, Simeon's own, uh, second overall pick in NBA draft years ago. I forgot what year. Um, it was a recent clip that went viral after his first season in Barcelona playing overseas. Um, for y'all that don't watch the full interview is on our website. He didn't start. It's a whole part of this where he kept his composure when he was asking questions about the season, and it was just towards like it was like a 2 minute
This
interview.
first year outside United States. Yeah. In terms of basketball and in terms of life. What's wrong, boy? Are you okay?
I know, and I don't like it. I had a landlord from Russia.
Do you want to stop?
Yeah.
I thought he said Bart.
No, he said, "What's wrong, boy?"
I thought he said, "What's wrong, Bart?"
Nah, he said, "What's wrong,
So he
boy?"
missed home.
No,
It's just passion, just wanting to compete, man. Like if you know anything about Jabari's his journey, and you know how hard he worked and how much he loves the game, like it was painful to watch, but it was also kind of like inspiring to watch because that's just somebody that really cares. Like that's somebody that really worked hard. Like y'all, I don't know if y'all remember the clip a couple years ago when D Rose was in Minnesota. He had a great game. They went to interview him afterwards, and he,
not a
you
great
know what I'm
game. He
saying?
scored 50, brother.
50
Come on,
points
now.
on
Yeah,
Halloween.
he had a 50
Yeah.
burger.
50
But,
points.
but when they interviewed him, you know what I'm saying, he teared up too. And you know, if you know anything about D Rose, it took years for D Rose to be able to, you know what I'm saying, express and articulate how he really felt about the game outside of his play. So I don't know, man. It make me I was already a fan of Jabari, but it just made me a bigger supporter of his. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, he was dope. He was nice. He wasn't like no scrub. Like Jabari can hoop his, you know what I'm saying, you know what off. I know we ain't cussing on here, but it just felt good, Cody. I know you and me kind of see it the same way, bro.
Yeah, I think well, people got to just know the backstory of Jabari Parker. He's just more than just a hooper from Chicago. Jabari was the chosen one when he was like 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I remember people talking about. I remember I was in high
Benzo
school.
put him in a song.
Like people was like 10 years old. When Jabari was 10 years old, when I was in high school, like they was like, yo, Jabari hit Jabari Parker. I went to school with his sister. Like oh yeah, her brother Jabari, her daddy Sonny Parker. Like you in Chicago, you know Sonny Parker. And I'm like, so
Yeah.
Jabari is like was like royalty. Like people like knew he was gonna be the chosen one. He's the only freshman to ever start all 4 years at Simeon.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Like
Legendary.
Derrick Rose never they never had it like Derrick Rose didn't do that. Like Jabari came in. Didn't he win 4 state titles?
3 or 4.
Benji didn't start freshman year. I can guarantee you that.
They didn't allow freshmen.
They never allow Simeon. They don't allow freshmen to start. Jabari was the only freshman to start. Imagine having Derrick Rose. If you seen Derrick Rose at Beasley in 8th grade, him and Tim Flowers, how they took the city up. Imagine making him play face off.
And they couldn't stop him. They couldn't put it off any longer. Like it was damn near finna be a riot. Like if you don't put this boy in, like it's gonna be
It's over.
It's gonna be problems.
His freshman
So if
year,
you did that to D Rose, like imagine what Jabari was like. You know what I'm saying?
But Jabari Parker came to high school 6'8". You know what I'm saying? Like he's 6'8", got
It's
all
a
the
no
moves.
brainer.
Yeah, so it's like he was like royalty. Went to Duke, and wasn't a scrub at Duke. A lot of people that be high profile go to Duke and end up being a scrub. Like Jabari went to Duke and balled.
And was
You know
in
what
and
I'm
out too. Number 2 pick in the draft.
The 2 pick. Who went over him? Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, it was Wiggins. Wiggins to
I really
Cleveland.
feel like Jabari should have won number 1, but yeah, like for him to just to see like him to have them ankle like them knee injuries, like they like Minnesota like chose Giannis over him, like you know what I'm saying, like he was a journeyman in the NBA to be overseas. Like I felt that, bro. Like I watched that clip and I felt that passion, so I could see like the response and how everybody feel about that. Like Jabari won the odds, and probably because it's a Chicago thing. You know, Chicago people we
Always.
take Chicago shit to the heart. But man, shout out to Jabari Parker, man, bro. Like I think the game just passed it on. The way the NBA his game just didn't translate. And That's all.
He can still contribute though in a real way. He can still get back to the game. I think Jabari Parker's a lifer. I don't think he done with the league in any capacity at all, even if it's not playing. I think, you know what I'm saying, if you look at Landry Fields, he's the GM of the Atlanta Hawks. They just got the #1 pick the other day. You know what I'm saying? In the lottery. And he used to play for the Knicks. I think he played for the Hawks real quick. So it's still other paths instead of just being on the court that you can still get major success from in the NBA. So shout out to Jabari Parker and his family, man. Like, I hope we ain't seen the last of him on the big stage.
Shout out to Jabari. You know anything about Jabari Parker?
I have a picture with Jabari Parker. I interviewed him before. Please. Wait, did he play for? Don't talk about me.
Y'all really not friends. Like, y'all really not friends. It's cool. Like, this is an act.
Can you feel it? I'm not his friend right now.
I can see it now.
He played for the Kings.
Yeah,
Jabari played for the Kings.
He did.
He played for the Kings. Okay, you know. I can hit this hand.
Yeah, I got good hands now. All state, you in good hands.
Hey, who y'all got in the finals, man? What's up? We at the end of the season. The two teams is here. Like, who y'all got? What's going on?
I got
Dallas.
If I had to put some money on it, I would put money on Boston. But in my heart, I'm riding with Dallas. I'm riding with Luka. Yeah, we got to have a talk about that too, because you got a lot of views on your top 5 when we did put out that clips.
I like Luka.
I don't consider so look. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said it. So check it out, because I got some stats for y'all. I don't consider Luka and Jason Tatum to be in the part of the new school at all. They've been in the league 5 or 6 years now at this point, and when you think about it, none of the champs, none of like the big dogs that we talk about ever won a championship for real before the age of 25 or less. So real quick, Luka Doncic is 25 years old. If he wins the NBA Finals and wins the Finals MVP, it's only 2 players in the history of the league that won it at 25. Joe Dumars for the Pistons, Cedric Maxwell for the Celtics, excuse me. Jason Tatum, 26 years old. If he wins it, here are the names that have won Finals MVP. James Worthy, Tim Duncan, Giannis Antetokounmpo at the age of 26. Jaylen Brown, 27. This way it get tricky. The players that won Finals and Finals MVP at the age of 27. Willis Reed, Moses Malone, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Chauncey Billups, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Nikola Jokic. So when I say like they're not part of the new school, they're not a part of the new school anymore. Like the new school is like 3 or 4 years of success in. The guys that are running the league, the faces of the league at this point are 5 years and up. The age range got smaller. When we talked about the big dogs, it might have been 28, 29, 30, something like that. So I feel you, like the views was like, bro, how you leave Luka off the list? It wasn't that I left him off the list. It's I don't consider him to be in that room anymore. We talking about Luka in MVP conversations. Jason Tatum in MVP conversations. Not rookie of the year, not most improved, not who's buzzing, who could be the next potential face, like an Ant-Man, like a Ja Morant. You feel me? Like, these are the big dogs now. Like, there's no more LeBrons or Stephs or KDs. These are the guys that are going to lead the league for the next 5 to 8 to 10 to 15 years at this point. That's what I meant by it.
I'll give you a G pass. Give you some type of G pass. Also, could somebody fact check who won the Finals MVP in 1999?
Wow.
I just want to see, because the Spurs won in 99, right? Who got MVP? That David Robinson got MVP?
Robinson, D-Rob, David Robinson.
It says Tim Duncan?
In 99?
In 99?
I got it. No. I got it in 03 at the age of 27 is what I meant. By those ages. So the ages of the players in the finals.
How old was Tim Duncan in 99? Wasn't he like a rookie or 2 years in the NBA? Because Tim Duncan got drafted in 98 or 97, right?
He got drafted in 97.
He was 23? So that goes to say you could be a big dog at 23 and win a ring, brother. I know you had your little facts.
He wasn't a baby. All right. We need more time on that one.
You know when you talk, I think you be forgetting who you be talking to when it comes to this sports shit.
Forgive my foolishness.
Yeah. You good, brother.
But yeah, man, I got the Celtics. It's gonna be a long series though, because again, like I said, when Luka and Kyrie are buzzing, it's hard to beat them. But because the Celtics and Porzingis said he's playing game 1, I think they just have too much talent on that team, too many rotations that they can throw at those two guys. And if they're not doing well, you got to go down the list and name me who's the third person that's going to get them a 25-pointer to keep them in the series. If they not clicking like they supposed to, so not, knock on wood, but they're an injury away, they're a missed flight or a flu bug or something away from them going out bad. I just think that the Celtics have been the best team all year long. If you bet money and you bet against the Celtics, you're probably looking for a short-term loan right now. And I just think that even though the Mavericks might have played better competition up until this point, the Celtics just too strong, bro.
If I was a betting man, I would not bet against the Celtics.
You are a betting man. You owe me a full tank of gas, bro.
Okay.
I said a full tank or a half?
You said a full tank.
Stop. You lose.
I got you. I got you, Big G. I got you, Big G. I got you. If I was a betting man, I would not bet against the Celtics. But I fuck with Kyrie Irving tough. I like Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? Kobe put his hands on both of them before he passed. Them was his kids. Them was his youngins. So I definitely want them to win. Especially the redemption story on Kyrie is just
1,000,000%.
Yeah. So. And then plus, I just feel like the league they just want Jason Tatum in Boston to do it, and it's like the Marshawn Lynch shit, right? Like they didn't want Marshawn Lynch to be the face when their Super Bowl shit with Seattle, so they fucked it up and let Russ Wilson do him. It's the same thing. I don't think they would want Kyrie Irving to be the savior or the face of the NBA. So
Kyrie fine.
Kyrie's a married man. Glorilla. But yeah, that's it for sports. I'm taking game 1. Who you got?
Boston at the crib. Shout out to my co-host K-Dog. He out there right now covering. We're supposed to be recording a new episode of the Hitman podcast tonight. So he's gonna be there live at the arena for the game tomorrow. But yeah, man, I got Boston game 1. Bree, who you got?
Who you got, Bree?
Dallas.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm riding with Dallas too, man. I'm down there for to book me a flight to Dallas. I got to be out there in this atmosphere. When game 3 hit around, I need to be out there, baby.
Hey, this is dope, man. This is always fun being with y'all, bro. I appreciate y'all having me for real.
We appreciate you too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what Cap Episode do. We just big achievement on these broadcasts.
Let's wrap this up. I actually learned a lot from you, Chris. Thank you for being here. You give a lot of good insight.
No doubt. We're going to the game next week on the 20th. Bree, what's up? We got tickets. What's the deal? What's the word?
Y'all got a ticket for me?
Yeah, we in there like wet booty here. Hit me. We going.
Pause.
Hey, now really take him off the screen so we go to
commercial break.
All right, peace. Wet booty has crazy.
Wet booty.
Clown, getting that it. I'm a dog, getting that pit. You ain't gang, who you with? Can't be dolo. Got my.
What we celebrating, man?
We celebrating Tony, King Louis, and Illinois Pack. You know what I'm saying? Road tree, man. Crooks, you should leave. Don't get took off the shit.
We at the official meet and greet, launching our brand, Royal Tree by King Louis. We got flour, we got pre-rolls, letting everybody know what's the word with the brand. So, you know what it is. For sure.
And I'm just really excited. Like, I've been excited since I woke up. I knew the show was gonna be one of the best so far. So far it's going according to plan.
Aye, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, Nella nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs.
And I'm just really excited. Like, I've been excited since I woke up. I knew the show was gonna.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
What's up, y'all?
Cody with this.
Wildin', man.
Right.
We
I'm
need to
wild.
put
I'm mocking Bree. Jody, what's going on, G?
Nothing. Same old, same old. You know, I'm always into something.
Okay. Well, we got you on the show because you into something. You've been doing a lot. You got a lot going on. So for y'all at home that don't know Jody, introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Jody. I am the host of Provocative, the podcast. It is a podcast all about sex. I am a certified sexologist as well as a certified fellatio instructor, and I am the resident sex expert at Tees University, which is an all-in-one virtual platform for women to come learn about all things sex, sensual movement, dance, all of that. And yeah, more recently, I am one of the cast members on The Never Ever Mets, which is an OWN and HBO Max TV show.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you had something you want to say?
No,
huh?
I didn't know that like a sexologist was a thing.
Yeah, I got a question about
That's new. I never heard that before.
Let's get into it. So being a sexologist, are there ever services where like you physically have to be there and like show the man and the woman how things is supposed to actually go?
So that is an option. So the short answer is yes. So the same way in which you have fitness coaches, business coaches, life coaches, a sexologist is a sex coach. But I think when people instantly hear the word sexologist, sex coach, it's like, oh, you gonna watch people have sex. Like, man, what? No. So there are a lot of different things when it comes to sex, sexual trauma, sexual education, just being able to process sexual feelings or be able to communicate things that you might not know how to communicate in a sexual context. All of that comes with that. And that is the majority of what I do with my sex coaching clients.
I always wanted to know that. Like,
yeah, and then there's also a lot of it's also a lot of demonstration. So you guys,
it's very hands on.
Yes, and I'm pretty.
You gotta wear gloves.
You funny. So I definitely think that a lot of people have seen sex coaches and sexology. They didn't know what they were seeing. Okay, so sexology is not a new thing. People have been practicing sexology for a while. People have been getting certified in sexology for a while. For example, when you see certified sexperts that are teaching classes on how to ride or how to do couples positions and stuff like that, a lot of these people are already certified sexologists. So they're not just teaching things because like, oh, I did this with somebody last week, let me teach it to the masses. Like, that's not how that goes.
You're actually trained.
Yeah, exactly. So
you know what I think a misconception is with sexologists and people that teach like how to better live the lifestyle. I think sometimes with some people it comes off as what's the word I'm looking for? Not strange. It comes off as like
Creepy.
grimy.
Creepy.
Creepy. Like it doesn't come off as sensual a lot of the times. A lot of times it just come off as like
sensual.
This girl crazy. Like she just want to play with toys and like, you know, like it doesn't come off as like sensual and inviting, which I feel like it are two different realms.
I agree. I totally agree. That is why so for example, I was a podcaster before I became a sexologist. So my podcast was already about sex. I didn't want to be just one more podcaster talking about sex. So I made sure I went back, I did the work and became educated and said, no, okay, cool. Like I literally went through 2 different certification programs. So for a year I was studying before I began to actually, you know, tell people like, look, this is actually my new career field now. You can come
Go
book
ahead,
me,
Cody.
right? Cody, you got a question?
Right. We in class. Look at
Yeah.
us.
All right, so now that you learn that you teaching people how to sex and do
How to sex is crazy.
and do the nasty. Let me ask you this. All right, so squirting is like a thing right
Oh
now.
my God.
It's a thing. It's a
Squirt,
thing right now.
squirting has been a thing, but go ahead.
It's like a thing right
Since
now.
the
Like,
beginning of
it's
time.
But I'm like, no, people like want to. So
wanna squirt.
do you have classes or tutorials to teach men how to make women squirt? Like, no,
So here's the thing. I don't like that men think that there's something innately that they have to necessarily do to make a woman squirt. Squirt is just another form of ejaculation. So with the right stimulation consistently that is catered to the person that you are having sex with, squirting will 9 out of 10 be a result of it. A lot
Please
of
say
women
that again, because men feel like, whoo-wee,
Y'all go ahead.
yeah. And
men
it's like,
feel like they have to make you, and it's like, no, I've been in a situation.
Oh, we getting we getting nasty
out of here. Come on, what situation you was in?
And it was like,
Yo,
I probably got sex trauma from it. That's a class. I might need to register one of your sex trauma classes.
Hold on.
Y'all, I really have. I don't. Should I
I
tell
feel like
the
at
story?
this point
we already here.
Unpack it.
We
I
already-
want to unpack it not for
This
entertainment
could for
reasons,
educational. Somebody might. I know. I'm not the only person that feels this way. It's another black sister out there that probably feels the same way that I do. Okay, having intercourse, right? And it's happened before. Like it has happened.
like squirting.
It has I'm not gonna say it, but it has happened.
It happened. Okay.
It has happened before. So I don't know if he just thought since it happened before, oh, this just gonna keep happening over and over again. So this particular time, it wasn't happening, but I was still enjoying it. He was so focused on trying to make it happen that I almost got carpet burned. Like it was like,
yeah.
and he's in my ear like, yeah, I want to make you, yeah, and I'm just like, Jesus, send the police, somebody. Like,
right. A lot of women actually experience that, and then it can be super uncomfortable to have those conversations.
So uncomfortable
because there are a lot of things. Yeah, there are a lot of different things happening in that moment, right? So he is trying to please you, but the way in which he's going about it is wrong because he thinks that the pleasure is tied to you squirting. The squirting is just an after effect of a type of pleasure. It's not the pleasure necessarily, right? Because you can squirt without having an orgasm. The orgasm is the actual heightened sense of pleasure. It's not the ejaculation. Squirt is just another form of ejaculation. You can make someone squirt, like if you just touch the right spot within seconds, and it's like, damn, that was quick. And it's nothing, right? Like, that's just what it is. However, when you have that experience where you experience orgasm and you experience squirting at the same time, that is when you're like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? But sometimes we think that whatever that after effect is the actual thing, and it's not. And part of that is because a lot of men, so women, of course, are the whole clitoris is literally a pleasure button. That is the only purpose of it, to be pleasured, right?
Yeah.
Versus men, where a penis is tied to everything. So it's like your orgasm, your ejaculation, your reproductive qualities, all of that is just the exact same thing. There's no reproductive qualities for a clitoris, right? So men think like, oh, when I have an orgasm, I ejaculate. That's the same thing for women, and it's not. And even men, men are capable of separating ejaculation from orgasm, and that's what a lot of men who practice edging are able to do. So you're able to have an orgasm without actually having ejaculation. That's
you talking about like when they be like not trying to bust, like semen retention and shit?
Yeah. So that's that's one of the benefits of edging. You will be able to have an orgasm and not ejaculate. So you also won't be drained. That draining feeling after, men ejaculate, they won't experience that if they participate in edging for a longer periods of time.
I know a couple
yeah.
y'all that might need to start edging.
That's it.
I ain't gonna lie though. Sometimes sex just it helps you get good sleep. So sex. That's what.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
You take some melatonin and shut up.
Do you? Semen has melatonin in it.
I know melatonin. I need melatonin.
It has melatonin in it.
Semen has melatonin in it.
What?
Wow.
Yes, look it up. Look it up.
Almost
Semen has melatonin in it.
She just said
Oxytocin, serotonin. It has a bunch of happy things in it that makes you like. So that's why like a lot of women after they have sex, they be like, "Oh, this is such a good mood."
So
right?
Somebody swallows.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I ain't said. I swear.
I be telling people like, look, it's an organic version of melatonin. Like it's natural. It's in there. It's in there. It's traceable too. So yeah.
So basically, if she spit it out, she basically wasting minerals and vitamins.
Yeah, it's a lot of vitamins. There's zinc in semen. There's a lot of benefits. There are a lot.
Healthy, so
for everybody out there,
for real,
I'm gonna throw up. For everybody out there that's low on funds and you can't sleep at night,
yo,
you might be depressed. Why you think
swallow?
Look, think about it like this.
You
know how
swallow a little bit.
Not you fucking shit up.
You know how when you run into like angry people and then you say like they
okay,
can't
hold on, Jody. Hold on, Jody.
Oh, go ahead.
You gotta turn some. Now you gotta fix it.
Oh, we good.
Can we hear you say something?
Yeah, yo.
It's on that part. Rob a computer.
Sit down.
Hey, fucking no, it was a good broadcast. I was finna sell my semen for some.
Yo.
That was for the big commercial. Like I was gonna sell it.
Kick us off.
Look at her face. For real. She said it's vitamins and minerals. That's wild. This is real life.
I don't know who you are.
Like, you know how doctors say we got sea moss? I got semen moss.
No.
Not semen moss.
It's crazy.
Semen moss.
Semen moss.
Semen moss.
They're gonna take off. They're gonna take our broadcast off.
Hey man, you can
I
make
ain't
some bucks
saying
off
nothing
of
wrong.
it. If you can sell it, go ahead.
Chris, don't do that.
I don't want to
do not encourage him.
I'm sorry.
Semen moss. That's gonna go crazy in the streets.
Semen.
That's gonna
The logo gonna have like the Z,
wild,
so
man.
you go sleep.
Oh, see, it's a good idea, ain't it?
It's gonna be sperm.
This is so childish. This is childish.
Hey man.
Can we please fix Jody?
Wait, I do got a question for Jody though. I got a question.
Hold on,
for
we
Jody.
want to make sure we can hear her.
Jody, you can hear us?
Yes, I can hear y'all.
Okay.
Why they coming through the... Can we unplug the HDMI and plug it back in?
Plug that part. Plug the HDMI that's in the... Unplug it and plug it back. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, maybe that
We gonna
works.
see. We gonna
Oh,
see.
man.
Look.
We got technical difficulties. We ain't on ESPN yet.
Now you owe us $5.
No,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
the incident. Incident reports are $5, people.
Oh, this conversation was good. It was.
But no,
What about
Jody.
now? It was you. It was definitely you.
Joe, you gotta
Alright,
say
Jody.
something.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Okay,
Yeah,
everybody
we
just
can
gotta
hear
be quiet. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're
can
gonna
hear
go
you.
through a computer. We can hear
Okay,
you.
cool.
So now, so what I was gonna ask you, because y'all was talking about squirt. Squirt is pee though, right?
No,
Or is it not pee?
it's not.
Nephew.
It's not. So here's the
That's
thing.
what I heard.
Yeah, so it does go through the urethral gland, which is the same place that pee travels, but also similar to men. Their pee in their semen goes through the urethral gland. So if you not gonna call,
Words.
there are a lot of commonalities between penis and vulva anatomy, but either way, it's not pee. It's just another form of ejaculation, and because it travels through the exact same place as pee, there are traces of pee, but it is not pee.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Okay.
I'm glad you learned something today.
Oh, we all learned something today, ain't we?
Yeah, you learned a lot. I didn't even know all this. Like this is great. That's why you a sexologist and you teach this at T's University. You
Yes.
Jody. That's
Yes.
what like.
Like what? You
Nah,
was smart. You was
Wait,
loyal.
wait. I got,
I
I, I
fuck
got
with.
another question there.
Go ahead, go to the
Go
next
ahead,
question.
Chris.
I'm like, all right. So you see, she teach at the university, right?
T's
I teach
University.
at
to be
T's
exact.
University. It's an online platform.
It's
Yes.
virtual.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I might do
It's like ITT Tech. That's not the VRI.
yo,
No.
yo.
Jody, please tell.
ITDC. It's ITDC for sex.
Guys.
It's Phoenix
T's
University.
Teams
For sex.
University is a virtual platform. It's a membership-based platform, so women can join and pay a monthly fee, and you will have access to all different sex classes, sensual movement, dance classes, fitness classes, pole classes. So anything that goes into your sexuality, your femininity, it's on the app.
So, what is the ratio of men wanting to learn more about how they can better their sex lives versus women? So, I feel like a lot of the times it's always catered towards women when the men need to understand a lot.
That's a good question. I created my podcast for women. Men are the majority of my audience because they enjoy hearing, being like that fly on the wall type vibe. And I'm grateful for that. Like, I get a lot of DMs. I get a lot of men that reach out to me that ask me, like, okay, cool. I want to be able to do this with my partner, my wife, my girlfriend, but I don't want her to take it the wrong way. I want to engage in these different activities, but I don't want her to be thrown off. So how do we go about these conversations? I also throw events, right? So these are a great opportunity for couples to come into the space and then be able to experience demonstrations together. There are a lot of women. There are a lot of women that definitely still need, to be comfortable within themselves to be able to communicate what they do and don't like. But there are a lot of men that are willing to learn.
I like that you do have the platform and you are getting that feedback, because I feel like a lot of the reason why certain men aren't as like elevated in their sexual skill set is because of their ego. They feel like, why am I going to a class to teach me how to have sex? I'm a man. I know how to have sex.
They think that bodies mean like, oh, your experience. Bodies don't mean experience. It's quality over quantity. So you run into a lot of men that just are racking up bodies.
Okay.
And because women don't know how to communicate what they do and don't like, they just probably not calling you no more. They like, oh, I don't really want to do it again. But you're like, oh, I smashed. Move on, right? But you're just doing the wrong thing over and over again. So
no, that's a fact. Like, it was a few things. I'm glad you got to that point. What I was going to say about the class is that you have a class on 6ix9ine. That's probably one of the main reasons why I wanted you to come on this week. So I want you to promote your show in your class, because we supposed to have you on in April, but things got a little rocky.
Yeah.
But 6ix9ine, you got your I don't know how to. I cannot pronounce it for anything.
Provocative.
Provocative is because she got a hole in her, so I don't be knowing what. How
phonetically,
like something to
phonetically it's the same. Phonetically it's the same. He said provocativeness.
Provocative. You said provocativeness.
I was trying to say hole, and I don't know how to
just say provocative.
No, it's just provocative.
Provocative. So she had her provocative show on 6ix9ine, which ironically is 69. Jody Little Freaky. I was gonna say A, but she just be Jody. Like, but she has her show. Has a show that she talked about. Well, she teaches. So at this show on June 6th or June 9th, you're gonna be having these. It's like a class. It's not just you coming and doing like sex toys. There's like a class, right?
Yes. So I do in-person demonstrations. So I show my signature class is called Throat Choreography, because I think that good fellatio should be like a beautiful dance with your throat. So I labeled it Throat Choreography for that very reason. I share my throat choreography playlist. I give people tips on how to create an amazing.
Hold on, what song is like Throat Baby and like what's on this playlist?
I'm not gonna hold you. I listen to a lot of Chris Brown. And I listen to a lot of K Camp because I like the tempos. It's a very good rhythm.
Now K Camp,
I'm with
it.
Tomorrow, send you the link. Hey man.
Yeah.
No, hey, let me ask you this: can we get some some tickets away? Because I think I know some people that how they could probably attend this show.
Yeah,
finish.
Yeah. So Yeah, the show. Well, the event is on 6/9. Couples, singles, all are welcome. It is a great time. We do demonstrations, but like I said, my signature class is slow choreography, but I also am a kink demonstrator and I am a kink educator. So I'm into BDSM. So we do BDSM stuff as well. So we give you the proper and safe technique for spanking, flogging, rope play. That's tying people up with ropes. So we give you all of that education.
I be into that shit too.
I'm sorry, they talk about hog ties, baby.
The rope shit cool though. I ain't gonna lie, that shit cool.
Y'all so childish.
Yeah.
But not getting too much in like what happens in like just my bedroom personally or anybody else's bedroom on here. Cause
Hey man.
yeah. It's just crazy. But I do want to speak on, because I do want to speak on what you said about sharing with your partner about the sexual experience and like having that dialect about what you like and you don't like. I think that's a good point to talk on. Also, I want to talk about just for young men growing up, because young men, we are taught like to get bodies, but we don't understand the quality of the body. You know what I'm saying? Getting the quality of the women you messing with. We don't understand that. Just for personally, my sex life didn't change until I realized that it wasn't about the body and ravishing up and just doing wild shit, the shit that you see on porn and shit growing up. My sex experience in life changed when I realized it's about pleasing a woman.
That's why I changed.
Yeah. I tell this all the time, even when women I date. Like when women I date, when we have conversations, we talking and we talk about sex, I tell them like, yo, I can tell you right now, before I feel like the age of 24 or 23, 24, majority of the women I probably had sex with could probably say my sex game was trash. Because my whole mentality of how I approach sex was a lot different then. You know what I'm saying? But when I became a man, you know, they say when you become like a man, you start doing like a man. So I'll act like when I was a child, I did childish thing. When I became a man, I started doing things like a man. So when I became a man and it was a woman that I was dealing with, and this is probably like the first mature, and she was older, but she kind of put me on game about some things. We was talking and chopping it up. And then like how Jody said, just being a fly on the wall, like I personally hang around a lot of women. Like I got my select guys that I kick it with, but I befriend a lot of women because I just like being around. I don't like being around the hard legs. But when I'm around women, I hear what women talk about. Like they say this, or they like this, or they give me game on this. So I just recommend all men befriend women, because women gonna tell you like how to treat women. Like I will never get advice about the opposite sex from my sex. Like I'm not gonna go to my homeboys and ask me about a woman, how to date a woman. It's like, nah, bro, I'm not for you. You fucked up out here just like me. I'm gonna go to the girls. The girls is gonna tell me what the girls like, how to be treated to, how to talk to them. Like I got Bree, she be holding me down, telling me how, you know what I'm saying, not to do lame shit when it comes to women.
I be having very bad experiences, and Cody hears about them, so he knows what not to do.
You know what not to do. So that's kind of thing what was in the bedroom. Like it's things change when you start listening to women. When women start telling you like, okay, no, we don't like this, and we do this and do that. So then when you change that approach, it'd be better. So going off to what I wanted to ask you to talk on is what, like, how can men, because some men can probably go their whole life without even knowing that they not that good, right? Or the person that they've been pleasing, or their girlfriend, that's a lot of times people step out and cheat. Like what type of advice, tips do you have for couples to like how to break that ice and be like, yo, baby, this is what I don't like. Baby, when you did this, it ain't really feel too good. Can we try this? Like, how can you like start those conversations? Like, give me some tips.
That's I'm glad we're going in this direction, because we do need to normalize having these types of conversations, especially after we have sex, right? We don't really always have aftercare conversations, like checking in with the person that we don't really have those conversations where we check in to see like, how are you doing mentally after we just had sex? Are you good? Was there anything that didn't feel comfortable for you? Because sometimes we don't know if our partner is triggered by something that we did, right? Like it might have been something that you did that was too aggressive in a sexual act, and now that person was uncomfortable, but they don't know how to verbalize or speak up. But when you prioritize the fact that you care about that person beyond the physical, they can open up and be more comfortable and say like, well, you know what? I wasn't really feeling when you stuck your tongue all the way up in there. I don't really like that. Let's not do that again. Let's go about it a different way, right? Or I was dealing with a guy where we made it a game where he would say, like, I'm going to deny you this sexual act until you perfect this other thing that I like. And if I'm like, oh my God, now it's like a competition because I'm a little competitive. So I'm like, okay, cool. So it would get to the point where I would randomly hit him up on like a Tuesday at like 11 o'clock, like, where you at? Like, come over here so I can do this real quick. He's like, what is going on? But it's like, it becomes a interesting game, right? You can make things fun, right? I would say the moment, what you said was key, Cody. It's not about you. It's not about the man. Right? Because men are going to have a pleasurable experience 9 times out of 10 just off bat. However, women, 80% of women do not have an orgasm or any type of ejaculatory event 80% of the time. 80% of women do not come from penetration alone. So what does that mean? Penetration is not that important. It's not that important. If you want a woman to squirt, if you want her to have an orgasm, penetration is not the end all be all. All of the other things are important. Foreplay is extremely important. Oftentimes we talk about the erect penis. Clitorises get erect. Blood rushes to the clitoris when it is ready to have sex, right? However, it's quicker for a man. It's quicker for a man to have an erect penis than it is for a woman to have an erect clitoris. It takes 18 to 40 minutes for a woman to have an erect penis versus a man where it's like, all right, you might
erect penis.
I mean, an erect clitoris. So it takes 18 to 40 minutes for a woman to have an erect clitoris versus a man where you just instantly, you might say something, you might do something, and like, boom, he's hard, right? Women slow cook, right? Men, microwave, women slow cook. You really have to romance them. You have to really like, all right, what goes into foreplay? Foreplay is not just performing oral. Let's really normalize being creative when it comes to foreplay, right? Maybe you're doing massages. Maybe you're having like real sensual conversations, reading erotica together. Massages, I love a good massage. And a lot of people love good massages, right? So take an hour, play some play music and just set the vibe and just really romance your partner. Because when you do stuff like that, it's gonna be dripping.
Oh, okay.
Before I go, you want to chime in on anything she just said?
No, I was just gonna say. No, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna let you go ahead.
So I'm going to say, like, she hit some key points for me. Like, I think being able to talk, like, that's like the bag right there, right?
Yes.
Have amazing conversation. Like, you men at home watching this, you don't even understand how you can talk your way in and out some vagina. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, saying the wrong thing can talk your way out, but if you saying the right things for a long period of time and setting the vibes, you already like pre-prepping the vagina. Like, it's that she ready for you know what I'm saying? So conversation is everything, right? That's the mouthpiece is strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna get into too much. When we start doing Patreon, I can start talking in depth. But the next thing you just talked.
He really think he in his bag right now, y'all. Like
why she hating? She hating. She be hating.
You can just tell
the thing is with Bree, right? I'm gonna tell you right now. The thing is with Bree, this is my home. This is my dog. She just hate to see it because she know it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do not know it. I don't.
You don't know it firsthand, but you know you get that look, and she know her homies be looking like that. He one of them. Like Bree got male friends. And she know which one of her male friends one of them and who ain't.
I've heard very mixed reviews about all my male friends. Let me just tell you that right now.
But I'm going to my next thing, right? So, Chris, our favorite intern at the station, right?
Oh wait, man, what's going on?
He said he got something back. Our favorite intern, right? So we yesterday at the station. Shout out to Chelsea. If Chelsea watching this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm playing my play. I'm just playing some music. I got YouTube music just on random, right? And it's a Party Next Door song come on. And it's not like it's not the regular party. It's not the known party. It's like some B-sides party.
Okay.
And he said this is the third playlist.
Damn.
So first of
Is
all,
this the one y'all always talking about?
it's our favorite. Yeah.
Stop talking
No,
about
listen,
him.
listen to what I'm saying though. Listen to what I'm saying. Though.
He needs a lot of education in the culture.
And that's what I just want to know. So if I was off this, right? First of all, calling me a third was disrespectful. We done it was
sure.
That's how I just understand. Like,
And I'm your boss. Who a third?
Like the generation gap, because how he was explaining the third, I'm like, gee, nah. To me and both Chucks are like, nah. How we use third, that's down to like the fight words.
Yeah.
But he was saying like having like people don't listen to like certain R&B songs and stuff like that. We listen to the right songs that everybody know. If you know the music, the B-sides to certain things, that makes you a therm that's like extra sensitive and stuff like that.
That's insane.
What?
I feel like I connect with a lot of men if you know the B-sides to some of my favorite artists, especially R&B artists.
And I feel like that's how you set the vibes, though, right?
Yeah, it is how you say. But he's young. Why would you bring this? That boy is young.
Nah, he needs some help.
He definitely needs some help. Like, stop talking to him.
He like a wild child. Like he really needs some education on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he needs education.
Wait, so
I really felt offended, bro.
Because he calls you a third.
No, because I really wanted to play this to like some women, because my whole thing was just like, yo, and like young, like the people my age too, guys my age. My whole thing is when I was trying to explain to them, like, yo, I listen to this type of music because not like Drake say, I don't make music. I make music for men that get women, right? Personally, I'm listening to certain music. These are the music that, like I say, I be around women. I set the vibe, so this is the they like. I be wanting to know, like, what is this new generation? How do they like? What's they? Like, what's they setting the vibes?
They
Like,
go to
what's
Pound
they?
Town.
Like, what is that like?
Just
like,
left Pound Town.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know many people still doing like turning on music when they do it. I think it's more just like y'all just chilling and then like y'all watching the movie and y'all just end up
getting
Just keep having sex to Netflix is crazy.
Hey,
Lo-fi playlist is a thing. From what my understanding, I'm not old, but I'm like a TT. I ain't an auntie, but I'm a TT. Huh? Lo-fi?
That'd be crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
They be like, I know people that be like putting on
study
lo-fi
music.
playlists, and they just be like,
yeah, that's like.
Yeah,
what I know, what I was told.
I was took back a little bit. Like, what the fuck is going on out here in the
I don't
streets?
know. I don't think I can only speak for myself, but I don't really like play music. I just.
But to set
But also, but like,
a lot of people are auditory. A lot of people are auditory, and they get turned on by sounds. And it's important to know that sex is not just about private, right? It's about the experience, the full experience. What do you hear? What do you smell? Why do people light candles, right? Why do people dim the lights? There's a reason behind these things because we are engaging our senses, okay? So we're not going to sit here and act like, all right, we're not supposed to hear nothing when we have sex. Like, no, that's not how it's supposed to go. You might want to hear something soft playing in the background. Of course, you're not listening to the song singing it while y'all doing it. Like, that's not what you're doing. However, music makes a lot of people feel good, and you have to know what you're dealing with your partner. Me,
even if it's
I like to
good.
dance. And because because I like to dance, I am huge on music. And I bring that into situations, and then people are like, man, you really just created a whole little performance. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna remember that. Versus this person, well. So yeah, I don't want us to get lost. Let's not lose the art of sex, right?
Yeah.
Because it is an art. It's an art.
And that also goes back to what you said earlier. You didn't understand what it meant to really please a woman and how to have like a full sexual experience until you was a certain age. I seen dude on FaceTime before. He ain't getting no.
That's the love.
He ain't getting no.
I ain't gonna trash the love so much, but that's the love.
I don't know, shorty. He ain't getting no.
But that definitely be taking me back, like, yo, because I remember when I was in high school, right, and my big cousins and them, like, they was out doing their thing, right, and they used to crack jokes like, oh yeah, you gonna have to eat vagina to get sex, or you be kissing girls and stuff like that, like all the shit that makes like the art of sex pleasurable was all the shit growing up that they shun.
Yeah, I hate men that say they don't kiss women. Like, if you willing to stick your penis in somebody, but you don't want to kiss a woman, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
That's very
for me. It's the men that want oral but don't want to give oral. Like, are you out your mind?
Okay. And then when they give it, it's trash.
It's
like,
bad. It's bad.
Y'all need to call Jody.
They cat licking. They be out here cat licking. Talking about some
Literally.
I don't do this for everybody. I hope not.
Like a
I hope
little,
not.
okay, it'd be like a little parrot, like a parrot picking up a seed. Like, That's how my birds used to eat their seed.
Wow. That's crazy. Oh, wow.
Oh, for real,
that's
child. Okay, so how does? Because I've had some bird seeding experiences in my life. How does one get comfortable enough with a guy to let them know
it's not good?
This is how you could better it for me, without bruising their ego.
So what I like to do when I start those conversations is I lead with something that they really good at. You got to sandwich it in, right? When I really love when you take initiative. You start, like, I love how you start and initiate sex with me. I love how sexy you make me feel. But I would prefer if when you are performing oral on me, you focused on the clitoris. Or you kiss my thighs real slowly first and then you went into it. Ease me into it. I would prefer something like that. And then it's like, all right, if you leave with what they great at, typically the whatever feedback you give them, they'll be a little bit more receptive to it, as opposed to saying like, I don't like when you do that. Like, nah, like ease them into it. And then I think, or even if you say like, man, it'd be super sexy when you do this. What I would absolutely love would be if you were to go about this other thing this way. That's what really turns me on. And then if they are someone who genuinely cares about how they're performing, they'll instantly correct it.
Let me ask you this. What's the misconception between porn and demonstration? Like, because some people, like how you say you do live demonstrations, you do act, you teaching people. One might say, yo, I can just watch porn to learn how to do this and do that right. Like, can you break down the difference between the two for the people watching?
Yeah, so I'm an educator. So I don't just grab a dildo and shove it down my throat. That is not what I'm going to do, right? So what I do is I talk about the anatomy, right? I give you the education behind the strategy. So I say, okay, if you want to pleasure your male partners in this way, understand that the sensitivity is around the corona and at the frenulum. And if you focus there, he might tap out quicker than you want him to. So if you don't want him to tap out too quick, you need to pay attention to one of my cheat codes is watching a man masturbate, because now you know his natural rhythm, right? What you're trying to do is mimic his natural rhythm with your mouth. And that is why I like playlists.
Yep,
because if you pay attention to the rhythm, and again, you catch that beat. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are that in tune and you want to please someone,
that's crazy. Like, jump around is crazy.
It is though. That's true because
why? Why is it true?
No, because here's the thing. In the same way.
No, that is true.
But here's the thing. I tell people all the time. In the same way, there are a lot of men out here giving bad head. There are a lot of women out here giving bad head. In the same way that women might not want to bruise a man's ego, men don't be wanting to bruise a woman's ego. They be like, well, it's in her mouth, so I'm happy. Right? Mm-hmm. However, they not necessarily telling them, like, you know what? You might be using too much teeth. You might be, just over slobbing and it don't feel good. Like, what's going on here, right? So men have their own kind of, issues when it comes to being on the receiving end of oral sex, and they too aren't speaking up.
So
I think women do that shit on purpose, though.
Sometimes y'all get on our nerves and we be like, all right.
And they be like, all right, dang. Like, what? Don't do that. And I tell people, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Because the worst thing you can do is have a bad performance and think that when he wants to do something for you, he's going to, here I go, I'm gonna give you, 100%. Like, no, whatever energy that you want to receive in the bedroom, you have to be prepared to give that. So I'm not someone that advocates for pillow princesses and going to Pound Town. And no, if you want to have a good experience, both of y'all have to be accountable.
I hate pillow princesses for sure.
So is it not successful if a man doesn't
that's a good question.
ejaculate?
That's a good question.
Not necessarily. And men cannot ejaculate while receiving oral for a couple different reasons, right? It might be because here's the thing: nothing feels better than your vagina anyway. Like so what we're doing with our mouth is trying to replicate what our vagina feels like, right? Or what their hand feels like, because we're paying attention to the firmness that they have with their hand. The firmness of your vagina, like I'd like to do the finger test. You stick your finger in there, squeeze, boom. That's how tight you should make your jaws when you perform an oral. Another tip.
How much is the subscription?
They are over here like, wow.
I'm about to do some sponsorship.
Yes. But what you're trying to do is replicate that, right? You're trying to replicate the wetness, the warmth, the tightness with your mouth. The closer you get to that, that's how more likely he is to come. So it doesn't mean that you're doing something bad. Men in the same way. So for example, I tell women, like, think about when you are receiving head. Typically it's that one thing that if he just stays right there, don't move and keep doing it, that's it, right? It's the exact same thing with men. And what oftentimes women will do is they gonna try, like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and now I'm gonna switch over here, and now I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm a jaw tired, now I'm over here. Like, just be consistent. And if you do that consistently, whatever that one thing is that he likes, because the same way women like different things, men like different things. Men don't always want you to deep throat them, right? There are some men that's like, no, you focus on the head and I'm straight. But other men are like, no, I want to feel the entire thing. Or some men like, I really need you to play with my balls. Like, I really want you to, there are different things that different men like. So you have to always be coachable. I preach that all the time. You have to listen to your partner. You have to pay attention and ask them. It's super sexy when you down there and you say, like, you like this? And he be like, oh man, stay right there.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, that's she just said some shit with that one. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Talk to me. Look me in my eyes.
Yes. Yeah. That eye contact.
Yeah. I try to get some bills paid.
Cody, you still gotta work with these people in this room.
But no, because I gotta get out there. She right. This ain't Patreon.
Let's talk about the
I'm finna say something else, right?
Okay.
Before we get to the own show, because I want to be able to clip this up. I want to get us out of here.
Yeah.
How important is it to know, for people to know, because you're a sexologist, because we don't want people out here having bad sex and having bad experiences, because that could be the love of your life. I think that's probably one of the main reasons why we have unhealthy relationships and not failed marriages, because people don't even know how to get this right. You know what I'm saying? How important is it to know that what you do for one person won't work for everybody?
Extremely important, right? Because again, I referenced it earlier, different people have different traumas when it comes to sexual experiences, right? You might run into someone where it's like, oh, I want to keep going down on them, but you don't know that they have a history where they actually don't like that at all. There are men and women that will prefer to only give and not receive whatsoever. Right? So when you have these conversations with your partner and then you kind of understand, like, okay, cool, they like doing this for this reason. So I'm notorious for asking, like, well, tell me more, right? Do you like this? Do you like that? If there's something you don't like, please tell me why. Right? I'm not trying to force you to do something that you don't like, but I want to understand more so that I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to understand you more and what pleases you. So I need to understand what you don't care for or what you don't want to do sexually, so that I'm not doing anything to kind of trigger you in different ways. So it's all about understanding that every time you have a new sexual experience, you have to be open to whatever that experience is going to be between you two. And once you have that mindset, you can have good sex with anybody. Like, you'll never run into a bad sexual experience because you're always like, okay, cool. I see that they like this. Let me focus on that, because you're also having these conversations.
Before we get into the show, the clip, with the show, what do you have any statistics? Damn, I can't say this word.
Statistics.
Statistics of y'all know I got a speech impediment.
Okay.
That too, I'll take that. What are the stats of couples that have good sexual chemistry in relationships that stay together opposed to the ones who don't? Like,
Oh, I don't have the stats off the top of my head, but it's high. When you communicate with your partner and you're open and honest, especially if, like, for example, in the lifestyle, like people that engage in like polyamory and different alternatives to monogamy, they have very high success rates because the premise of their relationship is all about honesty and transparency. So they are able to have these conversations a little bit more comfortably because they're having conversation with each other. They know what turns each other's on, but then they also know that if I'm not willing to do this, my ego doesn't get in the way from you having this sexual experience with someone else, as long as it's within the bounds of what we deem as respectable and acceptable. So the key thing here is to always make sure you guys are on the same page. So being honest about what your hard nos are, what are your boundaries, what are your limits, and then having a plan in place for if I don't want to engage in this sexual activity, but I don't want to deprive you of it either. A lot of people say like, well, I'm not doing it. So the expectation is that you don't experience it at all. And when the expectation is that someone doesn't experience something at all, now that resentment builds up. So now it's like, man, you don't suck, but you over here, like every little thing begins to irritate you about that person. And then it's like, and you don't do this? Like, so it gets it gets super frustrating, right? Especially from a sexual perspective.
and that can translate to the rest of your relationship.
Yep. So how you do one thing is how you do a lot of things. I don't want to say all things, but it really do be all things. So if you are open-minded, if you do communicate well, that translates into everything. So the couples that are very open and honest and transparent with each other and they explore sex together, they are able to have higher success rates. On the flip side, the people that don't really know how to communicate, they just only talk to their friends about what's going wrong, don't know how to communicate with their partner, those are the ones that typically don't last.
All right. So we get into the show. So you getting on the show?
Yeah.
This is a real show because the show. Let me tell you something about what I saw about this show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from my understanding, because I haven't fully watched the entire show. So the show is you were virtually dating someone,
and
then they put all the virtual couples into one house. So y'all don't even get to warm up. Yo, man, just there.
And it's a bunch of strangers.
We were just talking about how you can't spend the night with me more than one day. You gotta live in a house with this man.
Bree, me and you here because that literally, and I didn't know that going in. That's not something
they never told you that.
No. So if you pay attention to the first episode, when I walk in the house, because I was the second person to get to the house, and I saw the first person that was there was Shay, and I saw Shay. You could see on my face, I'm like, hey, because I'm confused. Because what is going on here? Then more people get there, and I'm like, what is going on here? I'm over here like, it took a while for me to even be able to process that, because one, when I don't live with people. Like, I don't live with, and I've never lived with a stranger. Like, when I went to college, my roommate was my best friend from high school. Like, I had never lived with strangers. So that within itself, women know how other women are. You might do something weird with toilet tissue or stuff in the bathroom. Like, I don't like I was already thrown off from that. But then also the person, like, again, you don't ease up to the person that you date. And it's like, boom, now all y'all live under one roof. And I am over here like, blown away because I never lived with a man, period. Like, I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, it was different. It was different.
So the premise of because it was just giving social experiment, like the circle and what's that, true match and things like that. So what was the
Yeah.
premise of this particular experiment?
Yeah.
Can y'all
So
just survive by being thrown into the room? Like,
that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it felt like. So you go from virtual dating to meeting your person, meeting the person that you've been dating in real life and see if the connection has remained. However, for me, I felt like it was an accelerated experience that I became instantly like not knowing how to process everything that's happening. Because again, like now I've been in 2 long-term relationships, never lived with them. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with not living with somebody I'm dating because I like my space. I just don't need it, right? When we see each other, we see each other. We don't have to be around each other every day because I feel like if I'm around you every day, we're probably gonna break up sooner. And that's been my experience. So for us to literally go from like being on like only FaceTime, social media, phone calls, all of that, and then now we live with each other, that was a huge jump.
and I think that's a big misconception with reality shows too, because even when you think about like Love is Blind and shows like that, like a lot of these shows are over a span of 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Like, we get the episodes every other week. So
Week.
we're thinking
Yeah.
it's like, oh, they've been getting to know each other for like 3 weeks, and then by the time they get together, it's been like 2 months. No, it's been like 8 days.
That's exactly. And it's like it's been so.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
That's
How long you and this dude was DMing virtually?
I was gonna say that.
Messing
yeah,
around.
yeah. So
Well, you seen him at the crib.
so it was about so before we were communicating for 3 months, about 3-4 months.
Oh, well, y'all know each other.
Yeah.
3-4.
Y'all kind of
Did they set you all up, or was this?
No, yeah. So he brought the opportunity to me. He told me like, oh, it's this opportunity. Apply for it. We gonna see what happens or whatever. The casting process, I want to say.
But you all were already virtually dating.
Yeah, so we had already connected on Facebook. And he told me that he found out about it. He reached out to me and said like, "Oh, you want to do it?" At the time, I was actually in Miami somewhere. Like I was like, yeah, I was doing my thing. Like I said, I'm always doing something. I was actually at Exotica teaching, so I'm in Miami, and he's like, "Yeah, do you have time for a quick phone call with this casting agent or whatever?" And I was like, "All right, whatever." Like, I'm someone that's like, okay, like I'm kind of a down for, type person. So I'm like, all right, whatever, let's do it. And we got casted. And then they was like, yeah, so y'all really can't meet each other. Like, y'all have to wait until the show to meet each other. So then they flew us out to California, and we was in the hotel, I want to say, for like 4 days before we even got to the house. So we quarantined in the hotel. Can't go nowhere. Can't do nothing. I'm stuck in a hotel for 4 days. I'm irritated because I'm from Chicago. The food in California is not Chicago food. So I'm kind of like I'm irritated. So then we finally get to the house, and they like, all right, cool. Y'all gotta like, it's a kitchen. Y'all cook y'all food, whatever. But it was definitely a social experiment. Like that's what it felt like. It felt like I was in an experiment.
So what did you take away from it? Like what's something positive that you learned from the experiment? Besides, you won't want to do it again, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I took away that people are super weird. And when you watch the show, because again, like I'm being from Chicago, I move a certain way. I'm not someone that's quick to open up and trust strangers. I don't know y'all. And y'all over here in my face like, oh my God, so tell me about, I'm not telling you nothing. I don't know you. And that was kind of like, again, my Chicago head on a swivel type, vibe or whatever. When I did, kind of like, oh, okay, I can recognize this type of personality. I can warm up to you over here. I can warm up to you over there. As soon as I start warming up to people, now they want to flip the narrative and say like, oh, well, she really don't like the guy she with. She actually like this other person because we laughed. Like, so it's super weird and it's super messy. It was given high school. I got into it with the oldest couple in the house. And what was crazy about that is it's like I get into it with y'all because y'all keep putting my name and stuff, and I don't even talk to y'all. So how y'all got something to say about somebody that doesn't talk to y'all? Like, I don't talk to y'all about anything. Like,
You ready to scrap on TV?
But it seemed like shut up.
What about the dude?
y'all gonna see. Come episode 3, I was up in there yelling at people because y'all messing with me.
Your partner was not the other guy from Chicago.
No,
I did see that clip where you was like, "Hey, okay."
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. So even after episode 1, they was trying to say, oh, she liked him. It's like, y'all don't know Chicago vibes.
Right.
Y'all clearly don't know Chicago vibes because that was very much like, that wasn't like, no.
He say from Inglewood, you like,
Exactly, like, I'm from 67th and Honorary. Like, you say you from Inglewood, I bet. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So in that moment, it's like, you know, I in that moment, I was like, oh, I was able to, like, feel some sense of home. They took us like we were just in a hotel for 4 days. Now we in this house with a bunch of strangers. So anything that feels like home, anything that feels familiar, why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's not. Yeah, it
be receptive to that.
I don't think people really as much as people talk about down on Chicago and like how they like to try to like just talk shit about us. I don't think they understand like how genuine that Southern hospitality that we have for people in our city. We might not have it for people that's not from here, but
we have it for each other, especially when we're not here.
Especially when we're not here. Especially when we're not here.
So did you have your own room or did you stay with him?
I gotta watch this show.
Yeah, you gotta watch the show. So basically what they did was they put so it was 7 couples. So they had 7 women in like this dormitory big room, basically. So that felt like boot camp.
I thought you was gonna say they had you with your man. You couldn't even be with your man.
You couldn't get
call Oprah.
Yo.
She bogus.
It was 7
days for 3 months. I'm sleeping in the room.
Wait, so how was y'all having sex?
The name of the show is The Never Ever Met. The name of the show is The Never Ever Met. But again, it's like it wasn't the fact that the rooms were separate, because here's the thing. You don't know if this person is a weirdo in real life. Like, this is not my first time having conversations with somebody online and then meeting them in person, right? So I've had situations where online, because I was actually in a relationship with someone for a couple years that we met on Instagram, and then we eventually met, and then we were dating, and we got into a full relationship. So this is not my first rodeo, right? I feel like a lot of us are thinking online dating and they're like, oh, you went on Tinder or something. Like, no, if you meet someone through social media and then y'all eventually link, guess what? That was y'all first connection, right? So it wasn't necessary. I had an experience where I had met somebody online and then like I met him in person. I was like, oh my God, you are a weirdo. Like, super weird, like super awkward. And sometimes you can't pick up on it. So for me, being in the house, again, it could be somebody that I know in real life. I don't want to live with them. So now it's like we were dating virtually or conversating, because I never really used the terminology dating. I said we was talking. Mm-hmm. They use the terminology dating. So that's why, you know, it is what it is. But to go from that, and then now we under the same roof, and now I'm seeing all the different stuff that you do. And I'm like,
What was he from?
He's from Chicago, but we didn't meet that way. He moved to Atlanta for college, so he's been in Atlanta for like a very long time.
Okay, let me ask you this question. I'm getting your business. So this whole time while y'all was virtually talking,
did you meet Oprah?
Was you faithful during this virtually talking period, or was you cyber DMing somebody else?
Don't cyber DM and.
Would you like other people? Would you like other
cyber cheating?
Was I
literally just said they wasn't dating? They were.
Was y'all exclusively virtually dating?
Was I exclusively talking to him? No, I was not exclusively talking to him.
He just said that.
Why you up there?
I feel like you should never exclusively talk to somebody that you just talk to over the keyboard and over your phone.
I'm not really that fond of exclusively talking to anybody. Whether you exclusively talking, exclusively dating is one
She
thing.
definitely said that
Exclusively
talking and
talking,
dating to her are two different things. That's why I didn't know. Right. That's why when you asked the question, I was like, she just said that.
Nah, I feel it. I got a homie though.
Your homie is a simp.
He really feel like, yo, if I'm talking to you and I'm dealing with you, you can't deal with nobody else.
That is insane.
I ain't gonna lie.
Guess
I
what?
get jealous.
The moment you apply for a job, do you think you're the only applicant?
Nah, that's how I think. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I feel like
once you get the job, you get the job, and now you go over the job description and what's the responsibilities, and that's that. But I feel like we try to force monogamy on situations that were never meant to be monogamous to begin with. When you talking to somebody, you just getting to know them, and guess what? I might not like you like that, and that's cool. That's cool if I don't like you like
just want to take a little bit of extra time to get to know you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but then also it's like when you talking to somebody and you're getting to know them, right? You're also categorizing where you want them in your life. I might decide that we really should only be friends. Why would I stop talking? Am I gonna do the same thing with all my other friends? Once I get a friend, I'm not gonna have no other friends. Like we only do that in romantic settings, and then we wonder why we be miserable with the person we chose because you was trying so hard to be monogamous. Like it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
Nah, clip that up because y'all be trying so hard to be monogamous, and it don't be that.
Be trying so hard to be monogamous, but then
I'll be willing to be trying hard to be monogamous.
It be men and women. It be men and women trying
so hard to be
monogamous. However, you don't even want to do. You don't even want to fulfill all of the roles in the job description, so that I don't have to go out here and be looking for other stuff. So,
okay.
You know what I'm gonna do? I've been watching Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, and he been talking about that, like making sure you fulfill the roles. So I'm gonna learn how to do like hair and nails and shit. So
you don't need nobody.
So yeah, do lashes, all that shit, because I know that shit is a bill and it costs. But if you want me to fulfill the role, I can do all that shit at the house.
I don't think nobody is gonna let you do their hair, Cody.
That's why I can be an esthetician. Yeah,
esthetician is crazy.
Cody.
Yeah, I can line that shit up because some girls be having a little shit.
The audacity of you talking about lining anybody's shit up is crazy.
All right, that's great. But nah, this is a good combo, man. Like, so Jody, how can they find you and what you got going on next? And
yeah, sure. So my Instagram is JODYPRHOE. Again, the name of the podcast is Provocative. That's PRHOEVOCATIVE. A little background on why I named Provocative and spell it the way I spell it. I took the word provocative and made it more provocative by sticking a trigger word in it. A lot of people see the word hoe and then they're like, oh no, like not me, right? However, the word hoe was literally used to kind of like humble and demean and belittle people, right? It's meant to be an insult. However, insults lose their value when they don't mean anything, right? So, for example, if somebody insults you in a different language, but you don't understand and it doesn't resonate with you, does it have the same meaning, right? It doesn't. It means nothing, right? So, the word hoe, of course, depending on who's using it, 9 times out of 10, they don't actually know if you're a hoe for real. They just using it as a way to shut you up. Anytime I've been called a hoe, somebody couldn't name 2 people I've had sex with. So it's like there's literally no proof behind your usage of the word. So again, it means nothing. When we began to normalize not being offended by the word hoe, it loses all of its value. So on my cheddar bob type shit, on my 8 Mile type shit, you can't say like, oh, I live in a trailer. Like, nigga, I said that shit. So it don't matter. Okay. Right, yes. But that's Provocative is all about all things sex. If you're interested, it is on all of the streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Recently started my YouTube channel, so I'm getting caught up with all those episodes. If you are on Apple, there is video. So you'll be able to see the video on Apple Podcasts if you tune in that way. And then, episode 8 of the Never Ever Mets is coming out this Friday. We have the Provocative Party on June 9th. Tickets are in my bio. If you go to Instagram, you can literally find everything that I'm into. I am working on I'm in discussions with some other podcasts that are coming to Chicago and doing more opening acts. So I've done that before as well. Like I perform at other people's live shows in addition to any live shows that I've done with FC Network. So yeah, it's always something with me.
Well, it was good talking to you, girl.
Yeah, y'all were great.
We're going to chat more, Jody. We appreciate you chiming in, man.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Shout out to Forever Shot, Never Shot on the homies.
Yes.
All right. That was a good combo. I like that.
Man.
Me, I always like to talk about sex, so.
You know,
I don't think that was just like a sex conversation though. That was more so of a
sex education.
Yeah, education.
I'm glad y'all was educated.
My sex ed teacher in high school ain't break it down to me like that.
I don't even remember sex ed in
Exactly.
high school.
They need to hire They need to hire Jody. CPS.
They do. She could probably make some money.
I ain't gonna lie. I go to a class.
I mean, she could teach sex education though, like in a different way than just out of a textbook.
I don't know, but I don't think we probably gonna. It's pushing our time.
Yeah, we ain't getting none of that.
We ain't getting to none of that. J. Marie wanted to talk about the rap beat. I really don't care about B and Cardi. Let's go straight into that. What
we got tickets to give away.
Yeah.
Oh, the tickets giveaway. Make sure y'all go to what'stheword.tv. Scan that QR code. What you write right there. Scan that QR code. And the winning word is finals. Enter the winning word is finals. Please do that today because today is the day. Tomorrow is the NBA finals, and today is probably the final day that you can win those Isaiah Rashad tickets and those Chris Brown tickets. So make sure you go fill it out right now if you want those tickets.
Isaiah Rashad is tonight. So
it's tonight.
You gotta do that now.
You gotta go do it right now.
Right now.
Go do it right now.
Go do it right now.
Right now. So yeah, tell us you want the Isaiah Rashad tickets, and we're finna give them away. Same thing with Chris Brown. Yeah.
Okay.
Chris Breezy.
Great show today, guys. What y'all think? Good show?
Good show.
This was cool. We made it through a whole show without really talking too much about, hip hop in the state of Chicago music. Y'all know I say every time, every episode, we found a way to talk about some Chicago music.
Of course.
But we could talk about what you listening to, Cody.
What am I listening to? Damn, who I'm listening to? I've been Party Next Door for some reason been on rotation.
I've been listening to Party too.
Yeah,
I think
Party
his album is growing on me.
Yeah.
It's growing on me a little bit. It still ain't Old Party.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Old Party.
I don't know. I've been with triplets. I've been with twins. That's my.
Other than that, I've been listening to Kiana Lede. I've been listening to some Tink. Getting ready for that new Winter's Diary that's coming out.
Tink been dropping some great songs.
How you like that song with her, Summer Walker?
I like it. I think she dropped 3 songs recently. I don't like that one the most, but I like it though. It's not bad.
I don't even know the other one she dropped.
She dropped the one called Charged Up. She dropped one called Huh.
She did. She dropped Charged Up and
then the one with Summer Walker.
I have a theory.
What's your theory? You think
that's
crazy?
Me thinking it's crazy. I have a theory that if Lakia and Tink do an EP together, it'll be raw.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
I gotta get up on Lakia.
Really?
Lakia
really hasn't really dropped in a long time. I feel like since Mind Your Business went up, we really ain't really heard too much from her. But on what's the melodic rap type? Not even melodic rap, just like rapping about like relationships and stuff that she been through. I think Lakia got it, and I would love to see her step more into that lane. And she do like freestyles every once in a while on her IG, and it's kind of based in that realm. And I know when we interviewed her that one time, she was saying how Tink was like an influence to her. But I think if they got together and did like an EP or even like a couple songs, I think it'll hit.
Okay.
I like that same thing, but I wouldn't solely say Lakia. I would love to see a Tink do an EP called like Tink and Friends, and her do some shit with like Lakia. I like to see her run it back. I like to see her and Young Blue because I like that record they got.
Yeah.
Like just the Tink and Friends, like people that she do good music with. I love to see something like that. Maybe bring Bibby out of retirement. They had a little hit record together.
We always been trying to.
Bibby
Everybody
ain't
trying
coming
to
out
bring
of retirement for
Bibby out.
nobody.
But Bibby on a track with Tink with that deep voice.
Yeah, we need somebody that know how to actually know how to talk to women.
That know how to,
talk to women on the radio. I like to see Fly Skins and I like to see Fly Skins and Tink do a song together.
I could see that.
Yeah, like
K Camp, a K Camp and Tink.
Yeah, like Tink should do. Somebody need to produce Tink and Friends, and just let Tink. That'd be a fire concert too. That'd be a fire concert.
That'd be a fire tour.
See, y'all giving out ideas.
We need to clip this up. Send it to them.
He'd make.
She already got a good producer.
Yeah. All right. So everybody say what they've been listening to.
I've been listening to
Nike, that's why
Billie
we don't.
Eilish.
Billie.
Yeah, I've been listening to Billie Eilish. I ain't gonna lie.
How's he supposed to be dropping?
Yeah.
She dropping. Yeah, she coming back. She said she was sick. But...
Oh yeah,
You know who Halsey is?
She white.
She black. She's actually black. She black.
What biracial? She like Logic biracial?
Yeah.
Or is she
Here
like?
we go. You say
Is she Drake biracial?
Her dad is black.
She Logic biracial.
She Logic biracial?
Yeah. Huh?
No, but her dad like black though. He like.
No, I'm saying how biracial because Logic biracial ain't like.
Her pops look like he.
She
like
Logic.
Mexican or something.
Yeah, she like Logic.
I remember seeing this floating around. Her daddy look. Yeah, I remember this floating around. Okay, so she like, yeah. She like, yeah. I ain't gonna really say it on this broadcast, but yeah. Shout out to Halsey. Well, you know what? I know what I'm excited for. I'm excited for June 22nd. For the block party, it is back. You know what I mean? It's going crazy. And I guess
Music by Bree specific is sending me. What sounds I got on the 1 and 2s?
I actually, you know what? It's getting into that though. I literally this was literally me pushing, and this is probably one of the things I probably should talk to you about for but this is
Y'all, he literally never talked to. I found this out on the internet.
But can I tell y'all my creative
He
brain?
sent me an
Just
entire.
seeing the flyer. Like,
I saw the pitch deck came to my phone and never said that I was the DJ.
Go back.
That's hilarious.
So my main focus behind that is
It's
right.
gonna be up there with my iPhone.
When we picked the music, we was like, yo, we want a female DJ, right? And I'm like, okay, we can have a female DJ, but I just know the brand of Bree, and I know like her R&B playlist, and I know just her musical ear. Like this is just me just challenging my friend to step outside of the box and do something creative. Because I know it's been a year where you ain't really had that space, and I think the people will really enjoy you getting your space.
Oh, don't make me cry. I hate when people talk about me not having my space. That was a tough transition from my life. I mean, I don't got no boy. What am I supposed to do? Y'all gonna sing with me? Like, what am I supposed to do? So maybe we could dissect this real quick. Because I was thinking maybe I bring in somebody that I feel like I could work well with, and they can spin, and I just pick some of the songs.
Is you finna bring?
Because my biggest thing is like, and I'm sure I'm going first because I'm the least experienced.
No,
I'm opening up the show.
No, we're gonna give you a segment.
Let me open up the show. I don't want nobody there but y'all, the people that work there. What time it start? 2:00. I need to spend from 2 to 3. Because DJing is hard.
Maybe you and Will can work together because Will's the main DJ and Dorian is closing out. So maybe you and Will can work together.
Who in the middle?
D93. Dorian gonna do
I
6
can't
to
say
8.
D93.
He closing out. So Will is gonna be the beginning DJ.
And I was supposed to do what? The middle?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You can work with Will. Will could
No,
pick
but
the song.
I'm also not a P word. So it's like you're not finna just tell me, oh, well, you can work with Will. No, now I'm gonna do it by myself. Now I'm gonna figure it out.
How you gonna get a board?
There we go.
We gonna figure it out. You know how many DJs I know? I'll rob somebody.
Hey, go ahead.
That's crazy. But just going back into the event, like for the backstory of this event, like this would be the 3rd year we're doing the event. Of course, it's at a smaller scale than we did the first time. First time, shout out to Armani. They kicked it off in Jackson Park, doing right after the George Floyd thing, and just when Juneteenth firstly became a thing to the culture. It was a great experience. Then we took it up the next year.
2,000 people.
2,000 plus people.
Over to elementary.
No, shout out to
all
her
day.
For giving us to school. Like, G, her
no
violence.
school.
No violence. Nobody got shot. Like, no fights. No nothing. It was literally shorties pulling up. And I remember when my bro Felix was telling me, like, it was really people pulling up. Like, yo, this y'all shit. I ain't even finna be on none of that shit because I could have been on that shit because it's y'all shit. But it's y'all shit. We gonna be cool. We gonna leave the guns over here. We're not gonna do that. So.
Oh, that's not funny, but like just people being like, oh, I'm gonna leave my gun over here, but I'm come.
Yeah, but I just like that energy, and it's just like this event itself. It brought Black dollars together. Mm-hmm. It brought just people from all across the side of the city. We had people from the west side, south side suburbs together. The resources that we use for this event, like 90% of them is like all black owned, black business. So when people say bad black and circulate the dollar, I think just the whole concept of this and how we put it together is really doing it. Like some people like to be like, say it, but like this is an example of like it could be done. You know what I'm saying? And that just that energy and having that space by being in that Retro Grill. Retro Grill is a black-owned restaurant in South Side Chicago. So all the food for the event is coming straight to their restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So like even the libations and the liquor, like it's black-owned liquor companies, the bartenders, the staff, the security that we just locked in, even the insurance company, the porta potties that we got, like everything is like we're trying to utilize that as much as possible. And I guess we can announce it here that we're not just going to be doing it on Juneteenth. This is something that we're going to be doing multiple locations.
Coming to the west side near you.
We're going to do it on the west side, so be looking out for this. This is just the south side, and then, go take it to different cities. So, I would just hope y'all be a part of it this year. Yeah. So y'all at home in Chicagoland area, we will see y'all on the 22nd.
Okay.
How do they get tickets?
So it is a free event, right? But you cannot bring your own liquor on the premises.
So it is not free, y'all.
So if you and the food is not free, but you come on there free. We're gonna have security. We just locked in our security, and we're gonna have armed security.
You can walk in though.
There won't be no parking, so that you can't park in the spot. You better find you a place to park nearby. And
or
Uber.
just Uber.
And we suggest Uber.
Will there be ins and outs?
Yeah, there'll be ins and outs. There'll be ins and outs until we get like a capacity and security shut down the gate. But the liquor and stuff like that is we got tickets. So we got like drink tickets you're gonna be able to buy. But we do have pre-sale right now, open bar wristbands that you can buy online right now.
I love a good wristband, baby.
So
Wrist me up.
buy them before they sell out. Pre-sale them right now. You can pre-sale, get your tickets, like your drink tickets before they sell out. Well, drink tickets ain't gonna set out, but you can get them at a cheaper price if you pre-sale. But yeah, I would if you a drinker, get you an open bar wristband.
Since I'm DJing, do I get like free drinks? Because I know DJs be getting like a tab.
Can you drink? That's a real serious fan question.
I can't, but like, what if I'm spinning, then like my eyes, I be, then like I lock in with this dude. I want to be like, go and get him a little tequila on me.
Okay, I'll give you like 2 drink tickets so you can get one.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good event, man. So you know what I'm saying? Everybody come out, party in peace. We gonna put that engine in the edit. We gonna have no problems and be lookout for updates. Besides that, what we got? We got What's the Buzz on Mondays. Make sure y'all submit y'all music. Last week I heard some good music. The team did a good job of reviewing.
Yay, y'all.
Yeah, so they did a great job with that. So go live every Mondays on Twitch at 7 p.m. Submit your music. We supposed to announce the People's Choice winner this week, but I feel like we gonna ride out with the People's Choice for the rest of the week. and start a new one next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so hey, still can vote for People's Choice.
We look extra chocolate today.
Hey, a little melanin.
Like a rich.
It's a camera setting.
Oh, okay.
You did your thing with the camera. So that's why you here. You trying to be here to do other stuff. You here to make everybody look good, Chris. You good at that stuff.
Tell them that you multi-layered
I'm
because
multi-layered.
you
I
were
do everything.
specific. Okay, bye. See y'all.